Guest asks, I was wondering when to smile and when not during the approach. We can see you smile now and you emphasize it yet in your Get Her Number videos and most other interactions. I noticed that you look pretty serious at first and then smile after 1 or 2 sentences. I don't know if this is nitpicking, but I found out that when I smile at a girl before approaching, I creep her out, as though she knows what's coming. So when it comes to smiling during an interaction, in the beginning, like during the approach, it doesn't really matter at all. As long as you don't have some creepy shit-eating grin on your face, like, she's not going to think it's weird. As long as you come off friendly, of course. During the conversation is when it gets a little tricky. That's when you're going to have to calibrate when to smile and when not to a little more. Because if she's telling you a story about her grandfather passing away, then you're not going to want to have a fat smile on your face because it's probably not the right moment. That's actually something I had a problem with. I used to smile way too much, and I would have to pull back my smiles because she'd be telling me a sad story and I would just have this stupid smile on my face and it just would kill my game. So to answer your question, you have to find a happy medium between the two. That's only going to come from going out, and also the easiest way is to film yourself, see how often you smile. In the case you can't film yourself or you are too embarrassed to film yourself, just try to be conscious of it when you're talking to a girl. Think, should I be smiling right now? If you're thinking yes and you have a deadpan look, put a smile on, and vice versa. Don't stress about it too much because at some point it is just going to become natural and your smile will just come out when you're completely comfortable with the conversation. Bossman asks, how often do you guys run up to girls and approach them, and how do you make her comfortable if she's startled that you ran up to meet her? To answer your first question, how often do we do it? Whenever it's necessary. So if we see a girl walk out of a store, a few stores down, we'll run after her. If she's just walking really fast, she's power walking past me, I'll jog up to her and catch her. Even if she's like a block away and I know she's hot, I would make the effort to go and talk to her. Why? Because that might be the girl that you one day get married to and have children with and is just the most awesome girl on the planet. You won't know unless you find out. So it's always worth making that extra effort. Also, that makes you look like a boss because no one runs up to girls and actually puts in effort like that. They always wait for the girl to come to them or hope that by some miracle they run into each other again someday. To answer your second question, how to make her comfortable, that's just going to come with experience. I mean, you're going to have to run up to girls and fail over and over again. It's not going to be the easiest thing, but a couple tips, I guess, to help you out. One is from the back. If you're running up to her, tapping her on the shoulder lightly is a good way to stop her. Saying, just hey from behind. Getting her attention that way is a plus. It's more about how comfortable you are with a situation rather than how to make her comfortable. Because if you approach her and you're completely fine with the awkwardness of that situation, then it's not awkward anymore. The only time she's going to think it's weird is when she looks to your face and you look worried, as if like this is a weird thing to do. Evan asks, other than recording yourself in actual interactions, did you do anything to work on your body language / expressions, such as practicing in a mirror? One thing I noticed about Jason, even when he's talking to the audience, is that he has a charming way of always keeping his teeth exposed. When most people's lips will come together, yada yada yada, sort of blah blah. Okay, so that is exactly what I did. I did look myself in the mirror and I try to find what smile works best with my face structure. I try to look for what stance makes me look the most confident. I look for what position my body should be in to make me look the most comfortable in that situation. And the reason you want to do this is because body language is a huge factor when it comes to meeting girls. If you have a weak stance or a weak posture, you're not going to come off as confident, even if you're saying the most confident things ever. What the girl hears versus what the girl sees, 2 different things. You need them both to be congruent. If you're going to talk the talk and be a confident guy, you're going to have to walk the walk. You can't just do one or the other. Body language is so important, I would actually suggest you do this as well. Literally just go to your mirror and check yourself out. And I'm not saying become a narcissist, I'm just saying figure out what makes you look confident. Trust me, it'll help you. JLA94 asks, does body language occur to fat guys too? Do you think I can pull it off with given tips, of course? Yes. Your body language is read off of the way you hold yourself, not by the amount of weight that you're holding. Girls can see a 400-pound dude and be like, that guy is fucking confident. Take Patrice O'Neal, for example. He was a confident motherfucker, and he wasn't the skinniest guy on the planet. It's not about your weight. You gotta realize that the skinniest guy can look just as insecure as the fat guy. The hottest guy can look just as insecure as the ugly guy. The best way to give off good body language is just being comfortable with your body to begin with. And not to sound like a jackass, but if you're not comfortable with your body, then do something about it. Becoming a Boss asks, Jason, what do you do if the girl says she doesn't remember your name? You delete her number because she didn't pass your test, or you just say you forget her? You make her do something else for you instead, sort of a light punishment. I'm really curious about this. Okay, the test that I give is complete bullshit. It doesn't matter. If she doesn't remember my name, I don't take offense to that. There's been so many times that I've forgotten girls' names that I would be a total hypocrite. I'm never going to toss a girl just because she didn't remember my name. I may give her a light punishment, say something stupid like, yeah, this wasn't meant to be then. Or I might say, that's fucked up, and then turn around and walk away a few steps, and then just turn back around, and then she'll know I'm joking. In the end of the day, just because she forgets your name doesn't mean that you didn't have a strong connection with her. Don't blow her off just because she forgot your name. Lyron asks, how does the body language of someone interested in you look like? What kind of contact will they often use? And what kind of physical contact girls often commit to show that they're interested? There's a lot of subtle signs through body language that girls do. When they're interested, they usually don't have their body turned away from you or like to the side. They're usually facing you square on. Their feet aren't pointed in a direction they want to walk. They're just kind of in your direction. They may slap your arm a little bit. They may, it's kind of childish, but yeah, they might slap your chest if they're laughing really hard. That's a good sign. Sometimes they'll leave their hand just on the base of your elbow. That's also another sign. These are just subtle things. Of course, if she tries to hold your hand or she makes the move to make out with you or even just to put her arms on your shoulder, these are obvious signs that she's interested. Basically, if she's smiling and her arms aren't crossed, that should be enough for you to continue. Dave asks, I would really love to see you guys go out picking up more girls like her. Any tips to get girls with her eccentric style would be appreciated. First of all, I want to say don't treat any girls differently. All girls are the same. So it doesn't matter what kind of clothes she's wearing, she's still a girl, so you should still treat her like a girl. You shouldn't treat the prep girl any different from the goth girl. So when you ask for tips on how to get with girls with her eccentric style, the only thing I can tell you is treat her as if she was any other girl. And if you really want to, the girl, I was texting her actually, and she was telling me about how she was going to go to a goth club. So if you want to meet girls like that, figure out where there's a goth club or a goth night going on at a bar at some of the local venues.